Recently, I went around Japan and asked some of my Gaijin friends, that is, foreigner friends, what they felt about living in Japan. And what I asked them to state was one good thing that they really liked about Japan, and then one bad thing that they really hated about Japan. This is their personal opinion, and this will go ahead and give you a view of some of the things that you might really find you like about Japan, and some things you might find you really hate about Japan, okay? This is completely objective, and in no way is it meant to offend or overly compliment this country. It's purely to let you get a view from different Gaijin's eyes as to how they feel about Japan.
If I was going to pick one thing I really like about Japan, it would be the language. It's really expressive, and they have so many ways of saying things that we can't say in English. Obviously there are things that we say in English that they can't say in Japanese. But I love the sound words that they have, like are and so and and arara. I just think it's really interesting that they have all of those noises. Also the kanji and the hiragana and the katakana, I know a lot of people hate that kind of thing, but I think it's really interesting. It's a big challenge, an uphill challenge, and I'm not very good at kanji, and I probably never will be, but at least it's something to aspire to. So yeah, the language.
Excellent.
One bad thing about Japan, probably the work ethic. These guys work so hard, they never seem to stop working. And even when they start in school, they go to school in the morning at 9 AM, and I see them on the trains at night at 10 PM or 11 PM. That's so hard work. I don't know how they do it. When do they take time off? And they're always working overtime and they never get paid. Who told them that was a good thing? I definitely think they should be asking for overtime pay if they're going to be working until 12 at night. And working on Saturdays and Sundays as well? No way. That's not good for me. So if I was to tell Japan to do one thing different, it would be to take more time off and to relax a little bit more. And then maybe if they relaxed a little bit more, we'd have fewer salarymen dropping dead at 40 years old.
Just start whenever you want.
Okay, hello to the YouTube Massive. I'm Seth, and I'm here to tell you about what I like and don't like about Japan. Let me get rid of this gum first. Okay. So yeah, I guess the things that I like most and dislike most about Japan are kind of connected and related. In Japan, it's a little bit different to most Western countries in that the collective is considered more important than the individual. So, like in societal terms, the group of Japanese is considered more important than any one individual in the country. So it kind of creates a situation where people are a little bit more cooperative and willing to do things to benefit other people, whereas in Western countries people tend to be a little bit more selfish. But on the flip side of that coin, Japanese people tend to unquestioningly follow rules, which can be really frustrating at times. You know, any situation where you're dealing with anybody in a position of authority, Japanese people think that whatever comes out of their mouth is gospel, and it's not to be questioned or modified in any way. I don't know, I guess a prime example would be the drug laws in Japan, you know. These were like made by some actually Scottish general, MacArthur, working for the American military at the end of the Second World War. So he introduced all these draconian laws, which since then Japanese people have just unquestioningly followed, even though it goes against hundreds of years of tradition. But yeah, in a more day-to-day way, you know, anybody with a badge or anybody who tells people what to do, Japanese people just unquestioningly follow, and yeah, that can be very frustrating. So yeah, that is what I like most and dislike most about Japan. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Hi, what's up everybody? My name's Spencer. My good thing about Japan is they can go about life here and pretty much be stress-free. You know, walking down the street, getting on the subways. People are for the most part courteous and polite and not a lot of pushing. So you can just pretty much go about your life like stress-free here when you're traveling around Osaka, where we live. Bad thing is, I guess the different things that we see as priorities are obvious. A lot of times it makes common sense that this is the course of action that we would take, either in business or in another type of situation. And no matter how long I've been here or in Asia, I'm always surprised by these kind of occurrences happening. Just, different views on culture, reality, importance, things like that. But not too bad. Like,
okay, so my name is Ben. I've been living in Japan for 2 years. I'm an English teacher at an elementary school. I've worked a couple different jobs in Japan, but I've been teaching ever since I moved out here. The thing I like most about Japan are the people. I feel really safe here. I think the people are always really friendly and really nice, and especially in Osaka, people are really prone to approach you and talk to you. Even with customer service, I feel like I'm getting a lot of really good service from restaurants and waiters and taxi drivers, even without a tip, so that's always good. The thing I dislike the most is probably something to do with a Japanese personality trait, about where people don't really say their true feelings a lot. Someone could say to you, "Oh, you're doing a good job," and be smiling at you. At the same time, they're thinking the exact opposite, or they're finding something to look negative about what you're doing. Especially in the workplace, that can happen a lot. I've had a lot of experiences, my friends have had a lot of experiences where we thought we were doing a good job, or we were even told we were doing a good job, but really there was a problem going on. There's a Japanese word, tatemai, which basically means like saving face, where you don't say what you truly mean. And that can be a big problem for foreigners navigating the kind of Japanese atmosphere and any kind of communication, especially in business. So it's definitely something that you have to learn to understand and to pick up on, and it's one of the hardest things to do.